Good evening. My name is Menzazi Amon Hotep. I am the voice of the Most High, the Ancient of Days. We sick. Yes, sir. We sick. You say, how are we sick? Your mind is polarized. That's your problem. You have a polarized mind. And you need to ask God to deliver you from a polarized mind. Now you say, what is a polarized mind? You only see things one way. That's the problem. If it ain't your way, it ain't right. That's the problem. If it ain't God's way, it ain't right. But because of the polarization of your mind, you can't see clearly. You don't know the absolute of a thing. You only know one aspect of it. Jesus only. Now, the sun, whether you know it or not, and you should know it, has traditionally, spiritually, been a symbol of God. Now, how many rays of light, how many vectors and beams of light does the sun emanate? It's immeasurable. So how do you say unto me, it's Jesus only? All those vectors of light lead back to one source. Even Jesus said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions. And if it were not so, I would not have told you. Now you have two hemispheres of your mind. One is cognitive and the other one is intuitive. You need to utilize both. Now if you wish to ascend, if you wish to be elevated in God, your mind need not be polarized. It's not your way. It's God's way. Now either you're going to come the correct way or you're going to reap your just reward. Now all of us are going to be elevated. Every last one of us are going to be blessed. But guess what? They that have done good unto the resurrection of the just, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of the damned. And that's why we see so many disparities in life. It ain't necessarily what you do in this life. It's what you've done in a prior existence. God is not mocked. Whatsoever you sow, you shall indeed reap. And people, you have to be alive to experience hell. Did you hear me? You have to have awareness to experience hell. The same goes for heaven. But people, all things have duality. All things have duality. Have a positive and a negative aspect. God has called us on to balance. Balance, not polarization. Not being pulled here and there, but to be balanced. To walk in between the two opposing forces. Jesus said, straight is the way, and narrow is the gate that leadeth unto salvation. There are two hemispheres to your mind. I've told you this before. Now you find that holy path, that right way. And that way lies between the cognitive and the intuitive. And in between that path, in the middle of that path sits the all-seeing eye, that third eye, that pineal gland. That if thine eye be single, if you open that third eye up, people, that one that lies within the darkness that some of you fear. But the darkness and light is one and the same. There are different degrees of luminance. Did you hear what I said? They are one and the same. Get your mind right. Now, the child of God is not polarized in their thinking. Now, I told you that the truth of God is revealed in the Old Testament, in the book, the first book of Genesis. Lo, man has become as one of us. Who is us? The Elohim, gods. Knowing good as well as evil. You must understand all things. Be not polarized, people, but be ye balanced. Be balanced. Polarization is death. Balance is what you seek. That straight and narrow path that God has ordained for you to walk, knowing the good as well as the evil. Get your mind right. Peace.